I ain't got nothing right now, though. You better believe that. I got nothing coming out right now. Go.
And welcome to the Bkd Show. This week, I will be interviewing members of the track and field team here at the University of St. Francis and get to know Leah Avery and Alexis Brown from the women's basketball team. But my first guest here on my show today is Joey Santillo.
Yes, sir. Right? Yes, sir.
Can I call you Mr. Santillo?
Please, Mr. Santillo is my father. You can call me Joe.
I can call you Joe. Well, Joe, what the people want to know on my show is, where are you from?
I am from Minooka, Illinois.
Minooka, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
That's not too far from here.
Now about 15 miles.
So you must have a lot of fans when when it's around here in this area.
I mean, when the meets around here, you could say I pack a crowd, but
Pack a crowd. All right. So how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
Coach Jeff Barker was new here, and they just came off a national championship winning season, and I was pretty heavily recruited out of high school, but one coach called me more than the rest, and that was the Coach Barker of USF. So through many phone calls and long conversations with him, he convinced me to take my talents here. How many phone calls?
Because you know that can't interfere with your study hours.
Oh, of course not. Yes, my studies are most important here at the University of St. Francis.
University of St. Francis.
Quite a few phone calls from him.
Quite a few phone calls.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, you're a sophomore.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your freshman year here.
Freshman year here was interesting. I stepped into some big shoes. They had just won a national championship in cross and had some All-Americans in track. So I was expected to perform at the same level that they had just come off of the season prior. So it was a little overwhelming at first, but I felt I eased into it well and had a good, successful year.
All right. So this past week, you qualified for 2 events. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Well, now I be seeing you in the gym when I be working in the weight room.
I go to the gym every now and again, I guess.
You always pumping that iron.
Yeah, just,
With the snow and everything you running outside, how did you prepare this week to get ready for the event?
Just followed my coach's training. So far as running was concerned, it's sometimes a little difficult to get out there in the cold, but you just got to find the right routes, make sure that, some of the roads are paved well, and then outside of practice, just put in the extra gym hours to get myself ready.
All right. So you won 2 events. Tell me about the first one.
The 5K I qualified in. An event that I'm not necessarily the most strong in, but coach prepared me well and took out the race. I was about in the middle of the pack. Just kind of bought my time, waited there till about halfway through, and decided to take the race a few laps, possibly too early. I made a move, and I led the race for about 4 or 5 laps until I ended up getting passed by the eventual winner of the race, and just hung on until I crossed the finish line.
Man, you're a better man than me.
I'm a trooper, right?
I can't do that. One time, I'm probably done. How long did it take you to do that?
I believe I did it in about 14:55 or so.
14:55. Probably could, if you can do it in 14:55, I can do it in 14:54.
I mean, I'll race you. Let me know. I'll meet you on the track anytime. Right. Me and you will go head to head.
Prepare.
All right, I'll lace up your spikes.
I'm a different breed.
I'm coming for you.
I'm nothing like you've ever seen before.
I'm expecting
I'm big,
the race.
but I can get out there.
See, you block lane 1, 2, and 3, so I got to really get around you.
Oh, okay.
It's all about the start, though.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. Congratulations. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah. Shout out to my boy, Omero Montalvo. Just want to show you some love, man.
We'll be back after these messages. And welcome back to the Bkd Show. My next guest here is also a track and field athlete, Omero Montalvo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, what I want to know is, where are you from?
Berwyn, Illinois.
Berwyn, Illinois. How far is that from here?
About an hour north.
Hour north?
Yeah.
So do your friends and family come see you at your event?
No.
No? Well, how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
I was recruited by Lawrence at a cross-country meet at Edison Trail, and he stayed in contact with me, and ever since then I was interested here, and I eventually signed here.
So you're a sophomore here, right?
Yep, I'm a sophomore.
So how was your freshman year here? You got here with Joey. They just came off a national championship. What was going on through your mind?
I wanted to help the team repeat, but it was a lot more harder than I expected.
Omer, so how did your coach help you prepare this week for this past meet?
We had a fartlek on Wednesday, and that prepped me up, got me
What's a fartlek? What's a fartlek?
A fartlek, it's 1 minute. We did a 1 minute on, then half of it rest, 2 minutes on, half that time off or rest, and up to 5 minutes, and then down to 1 minute.
Nice. So this past week, you did good to meet. When you did good and you was on the ride back home, what was going on through your mind?
I was looking forward to next week and trying to qualify in a different event.
Different event like your friend Joey in 2 events this past week. Well, congratulations. I wish you the best the rest of the season. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we leave?
I have to give a shout out to my teammate Joyce Santillo.
What is with you guys? And we'll be back on the Bkd Show. Welcome back to the Bkd Show. My next guest here is USF women's basketball player Leah Avery. What's up?
What's good, man?
So, this is part of the show where I ask all my guests, where are they from?
I'm from Chicago, went to Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep. After that, I went to Prairie State College. It's a 2-year university in Chicago Heights. Played there for 2 years, and then I came to St. Francis.
Came here to St. Francis. How did you get here? Who inspired you to come here?
Actually, after leaving Prairie State, I took a year off of school, and I missed basketball so much that I wanted to come back and finish out my last 2 years. So I went online and I found a bunch of schools, and I just contacted all their coaches and asked, can I come to open gym and just play and get back in shape? And I came here, and it was a nice environment. I met Khadijah Cooley, our point guard.
Local resident here in
Joliet resident, yeah. And I just loved the way she played, and I just wanted to play with her, and I wanted to play with the rest of the team. So that's why I came.
All right. Last year, kind of a disappointing season.
Yeah.
What was it, 9 games?
The number doesn't matter.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Numbers never lie, though.
Let's not.
All right. Okay, it's going to be like that. Okay, so last season, I read on the school article that out of the 31 games, you started 21. Tell me about that. How did you feel?
It actually felt really good coming into another school, and starting. I felt that because I played at a junior college for 2 years, that I had the IQ, the basketball intelligence, and the skill for me to come here and start. We lost one of our big men, Latrice Harris, so that actually pushed me more into the forward position where we lacked. So I got a lot of my starts off of that. But it was a great experience to come into a new program and start more than half of the games.
All right, so moving on to your senior year, for you, exit out, could be a possibly good year. Got Caitlin Ray, Sydney, who else? Alexis Brown, all you guys coming back. Then what happened? You stopped playing.
What do you mean?
You wasn't playing. You wasn't.
Oh, this season?
Yeah.
I had knee injuries. I had very bad knee problems. I had patella tendonitis in both of my knees, which is basically like a swelling of the knees. So it hurt to walk. It hurt to stand. It hurt to sit. It hurt to do anything.
Didn't want to move.
Yeah. So I went through rehab, and I just came back at the beginning of this month, in the last month.
So let's talk a little bit about the team success the last 3 or 4 games. You guys went to Olivet after last year's probably record second of 65 turnovers.
I think it was 50.
Turnovers.
Don't
after turnovers.
up our number.
And last week I did the interview with Christina, the one
with Chrissy?
Chrissy. She told me that the coach said that if you guys turned the ball over 30 times, you were going to lose.
You're going to lose.
And you actually turned it over 20 times.
Yep.
Hit the game-winning shot.
Yep.
Great win. This past Saturday, you went to Purdue Calumet. Got in the second half, had 11 points. You only scored 6 points, but one of your points, you got fouled, and you was like going to get on beast mode. What was that all about?
So when I first got into the game in the second half, I got shoved a little too hard. Me being a real person, I said, "Hey, watch your shove." I said it to the player, "Watch the shove. Like, we're all here to play basketball. I'm not trying to get hurt anymore.
Right.
Watch it." She, nah. All right. Nah. Okay, that's cool. So a couple plays later, she fouls me hard, and I already told you once to cool it. I lost it. It got real personal, and I felt that like my team needed that. You know, like how sometimes coaches, they intentionally get technicals to kind of rally their team up.
Yeah.
I feel like, hey, I missed enough games. Just if I got to take one for the team so we can win.
2, 3, 4 more left, guaranteed.
Yeah. So
my college career is over.
Yeah, but it was really disrespectful.
Yeah.
Very disrespectful.
30 players. 32. She was like LeBron James. I was reading the articles about her. She's been like player of the week like 7 times. She's just like really controlled the game. How was it guarding her? What was that like?
She's a really good player, but me being the pest that I am on defense, I took her out of her game a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I whispered in her ear and stuff. I was like talking to her all game, just getting in her head, and it worked. You know, I want to say when I was guarding her, she maybe had about 6 points.
Yeah.
6 to 8 points.
Talk about being the pest on defense. You only played 11 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
You had 6 points, 1 steal, and that's pretty much it. But late in the game, with like a minute left, you hit a big time 3, which I felt like sealed the game. What was going through your mind when you took that shot and you made it? Like, did you say that was the dagger? Like, y'all was done. Like, it's over.
I mean, I honestly didn't realize how much time was left on the clock. It's just something I do in practice every day. I come off a screen. Usually we don't flare that screen.
Right.
We're supposed to curl it, but I was realizing that they were switching screens. So, all right, you go ahead and switch. And I flared the screen, and Katie Gunnering recognized it and passed it, and I was just open. So I just took it, and it went in, and then I looked up. I was like, oh,
Tray ball, 3D glasses.
56 seconds left. Yeah, it felt really good,
like
though.
Stephen Curry.
I did. Actually, when we went to practice today, they were still talking about it. I was like, it's just a shot, guys.
I felt like it just makes me mad. It's Black History Month, and that wasn't even mentioned in the article. I mean,
I read the article.
Caitlin Ray had 21, and Kate Gunnery had 20, but they didn't mention that. That ticked me off. This is Black History Month. Like, what is you guys writing about? But
tell them what you meant.
Good luck on the rest of the season.
Thanks.
2 games left. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we go off air?
Just family. It's senior night is on Saturday, so I just want everybody to come out to our senior night. I want to give a shout out to my biggest fan, Bay. Bay, he's a team Bay. They love him. He's at all our games, so I want to give a shout out to him too.
Bay.
And everybody for the support. And a shout out to you. Thank you for putting me on the show.
Had to. Mass comm major. Had to do something. Show love. We'll be back after these messages. And welcome back to the Bkd Show. My next guest here is track star LaChrissa Safford. What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm all right.
How was practice today?
It was productive.
Productive. Did you get 2% better?
Probably.
A great coach always said, it doesn't matter how many times you win. As long as you don't get better in practice, it means nothing. You always want to get 2% or more better.
Makes sense.
Coach Ryan Mark said that. You know who that is?
Nah.
It's the University men's basketball coach. Who has 20 wins here. You kidding me?
What? He's a basketball coach here?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't know this?
No.
Anyway, that's not important. What my viewers want to know is, where are you from?
I'm from, I live in Glenwood.
I live in Glenwood. How far is that from here, from St. Francis?
Depending on how you drive, anywhere between 30 or 40 minutes.
30 or 40 minutes. So what you're saying is, if you're on I-55 and you're going over 70, you'll get there in 30 minutes. But if you're doing the speed limit, you'll get there.
Well, I think you'll be taking 80. So, if you speeding and you want to be Speedy Gonzalez, then about 30 minutes. But if you're driving the speed limit, about 40 minutes.
All right. So how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
I was recruited when I was down in state for track my senior year of high school. The coach, Drew Lecky, recruited me. And he's not the coach anymore, the head coach anymore, but that's how I got here.
That's how you got here. So you're a senior now. Tell me about your career here, your freshman up until now.
And freshman year was really rough. It was just a different atmosphere. It was different type of work. It was a big adjustment, and I almost didn't make it. But I just started talking to people, joining clubs, getting involved, and it just made my time here much easier and much enjoyable.
How was your success your sophomore and junior year here? What did you accomplish during your time?
Just in track?
Yeah.
Oh, well, freshman year I was ineligible, so I didn't compete. Sophomore year, I came about 2 centimeters from qualifying standards, and so I missed it by that much. So junior year, I definitely got it, and I went down to nationals and for shot put and for indoor nationals, and I placed 7th.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. So this past weekend, you qualified for shot put again. What did you throw?
I threw 13 meters
13
this past weekend.
Now, how big is the ball now in college? I know it's different from high school. I haven't played track since high school days.
Actually, the shot put for the women's, it stays the same.
Stays the same?
It's an 8-pound ball for the women.
8-pound ball. And how far did you throw it?
13 meters this
13
past weekend.
So that's pretty good. So how did you prepare to do that with snow being outside? Where do you actually get to throw the ball actually?
We go to this facility in Romeoville called the Quarry, I think. And we don't really have a ring. We just kind of practice on a wooden sheet. So it's about 2 feet longer than the actual shot put ring. So it's not exactly the best thing to practice on, but it gets the job done.
Gets the job done.
Yeah.
So this coming up week, you have an event. What do you expect? What do you think you're gonna do?
This upcoming week, I'm gonna give it my best, man. I'm trying to do better than the 13. I'm trying to break 14. Of course, I'm not setting limits. I set my goals really high. So.
That's what's up. Well, before you get off the shows, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to out there in TV land?
A shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to anybody.
I want to give a shout out to my mama. Oh, no.
Mama.
But definitely my coach for pushing me and not letting me fail and not letting me soak in my pity. So definitely a shout out to my coach and all my teammates who push me and encourage me to do better all the time. And that's what makes a team.
That's what's up. So good luck. Hope you make it to national. Hope you win.
Me too.
Good luck and have fun the last couple of weeks of your senior year season in college.
All right, man. I appreciate that.
All right. We'll be back after these messages. My next guest here is Freshman Run of the Year, Ashley Knox. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
So, what I want to know from you is where you're from.
I'm from Washington, Illinois.
And how far is that from here?
It's about 2 hours.
2 hours. So, do your family ever come to see you perform anytime that
They come to most of my meets.
events are close?
Mm-hmm.
They come to most of your meets?
Mm-hmm.
So, you've had one heck of a year already. Freshman Runner of the Year, I read on the University of St. Francis page.
Yeah.
Tell me what's that about?
Basically, if you're top runner at conference, whoever's freshman, whoever wins it, gets Runner of the Year.
Runner of the Year, and that was you. What was your time?
I'm not exactly sure.
You're not exactly sure. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're number one.
Yeah.
Everyone's gunning for you. Everybody's looking out for you. So so how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
Coach Lawrence recruited me pretty heavily. He would contact me a lot, and he showed a lot of interest in me.
Yeah, so that persuaded you to come and look how well you're doing. Let's talk about the practice. It's cold outside. You have to run a lot. How do you prepare throughout the week?
Last week, before the meet, we had to cut down on mileage, and we focused on speed workouts, which is my favorite because I like indoor track and doing 200s and stuff like that. So that really prepared us for the meet over the weekend. And if we have if it's too cold out, we'll have to do it on the treadmill, but we always get our runs in, no matter how cold it is.
All right. So this past week, you not only qualified for 1, you qualified for 2.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
In the 800, I had to run a 2:18, which I didn't really think I could get it. And Lawrence and Barker were pretty persistent on telling me that I could do it, and they gave me a lot of confidence. And I ended up going out there and just giving it all my all because I really wanted to make nationals.
You want to make national. Well, you're having one heck of a career so far. Freshman of the year, qualified for 2 events. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we go?
Just my teammates.
Just your teammates?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I thank you for coming on the show. I know it must be tiring doing practice and doing interviews and doing your
Yeah.
homework. It must have a load on your body. Is that true?
It's a lot, but I balance it out pretty well.
All right. Well, I'm going to get you up out of here.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be back on the Bkd Show. And we're back here on the Bkd Show. My next guest here qualified in the 600 meter this past week, Daryl Rodriguez. Daryl, what's up?
What up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
How you feel?
I'm straight. I just came back from practice,
You
so.
just came back from
yeah.
practice. You like the set? You like what I'm working with?
Yep, it's nice.
Nice. So, where are you from?
I'm from Alsip, Illinois.
Illinois, Chicago?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. So how did you get here at the University of St. Francis?
Basically, I knew Princess
Hold on,
Clemente.
let's start over from the beginning. Hey, we're going to start over from the beginning, okay? So start off at 3. All right, I'm finna go now. And we're back here on the Bkd Show. My next guest here qualified in the 600 meters this past week, Daryl Rodriguez. Daryl, what's up?
What up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You like the set? You like what you see here?
Yup, it's
This,
nice.
this is all
It's
me
nice.
right here. So where you from?
I'm from Alsip, Illinois.
Also, Illinois, is that from like close by Chicago? In
Down the
Chicago?
yeah, you cross the border and you're already in Chicago.
You can cross the border already in Chicago. Wow. So how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
I basically knew about the school because of Princess Clemente. She's a tennis player.
Yeah.
And she told me to come here. They give a lot of money, so I came where the money was given out. So,
Right, you
yeah.
gotta get that education.
Yeah.
So you're a junior. Let's talk a little bit about your freshman year. How was that?
Freshman year, I wasn't really like attached to the school. I went home a lot. I don't know. It was just different for me. But I started getting to know people my second semester.
Sophomore
That's
year?
second semester of freshman year. That's when I
Okay.
started having track and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was okay. Freshman year was okay.
Freshman year is okay. Let's talk about your sophomore year. That when
Oh,
things got kicking, rocking
yeah,
for you here.
sophomore year blew up for me. I basically worked my butt off all summer going into sophomore year, nonstop, and then I qualified in a lot of events. And I don't know, it was the best. It was my best year of my life.
Of your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why your life?
Because I made it.
You're so young. Like you have so much.
Well, of my life right now.
right now, the highlight
Yeah.
moment of your career right now. Okay.
Yeah, because I made it to nationals and I was like 7th, and I was on the podium. I told myself I'm going to be on the podium, so I did
Nice.
it.
So this year, big things, great things are happening.
Yep.
You qualified this past week in the 600 meter. How did you prepare for that?
I didn't.
You did it?
No, because
Because of the weather outside being like -4 degrees outside, having
Well,
to run and preparing.
that too. The weather was a big roadblock, but we did all we could, and just the 600 race in general. I haven't raced it since last year.
last year.
Yeah, so I didn't get to practice at all. I just
It's just
Just did-
Daryl,
I just
I
did
need
it.
you to do this. Go do it.
basically they just told me just do it.
Just do it.
I honestly had just believe in myself.
Wow. Yes, you're like a hard worker. Like I've noticed, like when I'm doing football practices, it's like the team has their stretch, and then there's a Daryl stretch where she like does her own little thing. What's that all about?
What stretch?
Like where it's like the team you do it with the team, and then you go on and do your own little workout, like a little extra.
Oh, because I'm really flexible and the stuff that I do with the team, I don't feel like I'm getting a stretch because I'm a hurdler.
Right.
We're all naturally like flexible, so I have to do a little extra so I don't hurt myself within the process.
All right. So good luck. Hope you have a good rest of the year. Hope you qualify for nationals. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before you leave?
Shout out to my track team. I love you guys. You guys are like family.
All right. Shout out to the track team. And we'll be back on the Bkd Show. And we're back here on the Bkd Show. My next guest here is an amazing athlete here at the University of St. Francis. I am sitting with senior Caitlin Hoy. Caitlin, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Where are you from?
Shorewood, Illinois.
How far is that from here?
Like 20 to 30 minutes away.
20 to 30 minutes away. So your family gets to come see you anytime events and track meets are close by, do they?
Yeah, for the most part, yes.
Yeah, for the most part. So how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
Well, a couple of my old teammates used to be here, so I kind of got recruited from them.
You got recruited for them.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, yeah.
So you're a senior. It's about to be over for you. About to go into the real world. Let's recap a little bit. Let's talk about your freshman year. How did things go?
Freshman year, I didn't qualify. I didn't make it to nationals at all. But I don't know. I ran pretty decent.
Pretty decent?
Yeah.
Well, sophomore year?
Sophomore year, I qualified in the 5K for indoors, and then outdoors for track, I qualified in the 10K.
2012, your sophomore year. Won the national championship. How did that make you feel?
It was awesome. I like being a part of that for cross country.
What was the highlight moment of that event?
I don't know, just seeing them like race, and they did like amazing.
Just the experience alone is
Yeah,
priceless. You only get those once in a lifetime. All right, so sophomore year. Let's talk about your junior year.
Junior
Did you
year.
get a little bit better, worse?
Oh, I got better. Yeah, I made it in the 5K for indoors, and then outdoors for the 10K. But 10K I did a little bit worse, but that's otherwise it was
All right.
good. Yeah.
Now we're here, senior year, qualified. How you feel looking forward as your last meets approach you?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, we have a race this weekend, so I'm running the mile. But yeah, I feel pretty confident.
You really?
Feel
So
good,
you're
yeah.
running the mile this week. So how are you preparing this week in practice?
Well, we just did a hill workout today, and then we have another workout on Wednesday, and then we just have easy runs in between. So
All right. Well, good luck.
thank you.
Hope you make it, win another national championship.
Thank you.
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we leave?
No.
No? No shout out to nobody? Not your teammates, not your coach, just no.
No, I'm
You
good.
just like it's just all about me. Like it's a one sport. Like I mean it is. It's just you out there. So it's either make it or fail.
No, you have your teammates out there, so
Supporting
always
you,
pushing
cheering
you.
you. So
Yeah,
you don't want
they're
to give a
always
shout out to
pushing.
none of them. No.
Well, good luck for everyone, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show, and
Thank you.
good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be back after these messages. And we're back here on the Bkd Show. My next guest here is the most talented scoringest machine off the bench, Alexis Brown. Alexis, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. So, let's talk about you.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Belleville, Illinois.
Belleville, Illinois. Where's that? How far is that from here?
About 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. So do
Yeah.
your family ever come see you when you're performing, doing your thing on the court?
They came to about 4 games this year.
4 games this year?
Yeah.
All right. So how did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
Sam recruited me when she was an assistant coach. She saw me play AAU in college.
My hand?
Your hand like went right next to her face.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
What happened?
My hand.
His hand gestures like started coming into your camera space, so you just saw a floating hand.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh.
Seconds.
You didn't start recording, did you?
It's just been recording.
Okay, good. Let's just go to 3 and
Oh, you can't move your hand?
yeah, you can't win. There's a little space right here, like you know. All right, see, yeah, you can't do that.
I can do this.
Yeah, but you can't be like that. All right, ready? All right. And we're back here on the Bkd Show. My next guest here is the most talented, beautiful Alexis Brown. What's going on?
Nothing much.
How's
How
your
are
day?
you? I'm doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Belleville, Illinois.
Belleville, Illinois. How far is that from here?
About 4.5 hours.
Belleville, that sounds like, is that close by St. Louis?
Yeah, about 20 minutes away.
20 minutes away. So do
Yeah.
your family ever get to come see you when you're playing?
They've came
Have
to
home
about
games?
4 games. Yeah. They
4
only
games?
can make the Saturday games, and then they'll stay the weekend.
Stay the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's nice. You get to see your family every now and then, being 4 hours away from home.
Yeah.
How did you get here to the University of St. Francis?
Sam recruited me when she was the assistant coach. She saw me play AAU basketball in high school, so she contacted my high school coach and just started reaching out to me that way.
All right. You're a junior here. You're a junior here now.
Mhm.
Let's talk about your freshman year.
Freshman year was pretty tough for me, honestly. It was a big change from high school, so I really had to get used to the different level of play and the pace, so I wasn't very comfortable out there on the floor. I wasn't very confident at all.
All right. Well, it's your junior year now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your sophomore year. I know the record doesn't really show how good and talented you guys were.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about it.
Sophomore year, I don't know what went wrong as far as the team. We just weren't clicking the way we are this year, but on a personal level, I felt like I took the next step to improve my own game in the right direction. So I felt like it was better. I was a little more confident on the floor. So it was a better year for me sophomore year.
Better year sophomore year. Now as in your junior year, you're doing way better than you were doing last year. Let's talk about the success of the team this year. You guys just are on a 2-game winning streak. Just had a very big win in Olivet where you had all your handprints on that game. And then Purdue, Calumet. Let's talk about Olivet. Leah was on the show.
Yeah.
Christy was on the show. The coach said, if you guys have 30 turnovers, you guys will lose the game. Now that's like 50% less of what you had last year, which could have been probably a record of 60+ turnovers.
Yeah.
How was it going into that game in that environment this year?
It's always a tough environment to play in, no matter, who your teammates are. But this year I feel like, we're closer as a team. So I felt like everybody really had each other's back, and we just were more supportive of one another. So it made it a little easier to play in that hostile environment, just knowing that someone had your back.
Just knowing someone had your back.
Yep.
All right, so you definitely had your team back. At halftime, it was 52-52. You guys came out, Kamari, K-Ray, hit a couple of threes that led to a 10-0 run. Then you got into the game and just went crazy, just out of your mind. I mean, getting open layups, hitting jump shots, getting a couple of assists, couple of steals. You did it all. What was that like?
It was great. I just felt like I was so comfortable and I was so confident. And I feel like once you reach that level of just being so confident, it's like you feel like there's nothing you can't do. I just feel like I can do anything.
You felt like you were Stephen Curry at the 3-point shootout contest. Just had the green light.
Yeah.
Can do whatever you want. Just pull it.
Pretty much.
Just don't even care if your coach pull you out. Just pull it.
She's not going to pull me out if I make it. So I felt like I was going to make it. So
I don't know about that. Some coaches could, Have you ever seen the movie Coach Carter?
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts in that movie is Timo Cruz. Instead of taking the layup, he shoots the 3.
Oh, okay. That was pretty ridiculous. If I have a wide open layup, I'm going to take it. Like, I wouldn't stop at 3.
Whoa, so hold on. Being the scorer that you are, if you pull up you have a wide open layup and you are confident, 100% without of a doubt, you just said it, confident.
Yeah.
You got the green light. You telling me you wouldn't pull up for the 3?
No, I wouldn't.
Unless your team is down.
Just percentage-wise, a layup is just better.
But a 3 is a 3.
I know, but it's not a guarantee as much as a layup.
I guess at the college level,
that would be pretty ridiculous for me to pull up, unless the time was running out.
How about this? Can you do that one time if you have an open layup? Just pull it, but you gotta hit it. If you don't hit it, then I didn't ask you to do it. But you gotta hit it. Let's act out that scene.
Okay, let's say I did have a wide open layup and I stopped at the 3-point line, shot the 3, and made it.
Yeah.
I still would feel like I would get in trouble. My coach would chew me out.
Chew you out?
Yes, she would. If I gave up a wide open layup for a 3. So I don't know if I could do that.
All right, let's just get back on to the topic of why I brought you here. We're getting off to nonsense. But, okay, so Olivet, you guys, with 6 minutes left, you guys are up 18. Kamari gets fouled, and then she goes to the line, hits the 2 free throws. What happened? How did Olivet get back into the game with 2 minutes left, only being down 4?
Honestly, their crowd got them back into the game. Their crowd rattled behind them. They gave them that confidence that they needed to just, take it up another level. So for us, we kind of taken back, honestly, for a minute. And we just had to regroup and, really get ourselves together and get our composure right to finish out the game.
All right. 2 minutes left. Olivet was in 2. You came up, pulled the jump shot where you could have taken the layup and got an and one for the 3-point play, but you decided to take the jump shot. You up by 4.
Yep.
Olivet steals, like a couple possessions later, steals the ball, and number 22, she had a triple double. She gets it. You try to take a charge, they miss it, but your teammate Christina fouls, and they go to the line to tie the game. What was going on through your mind at that time?
When I was running back to stop number 22, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I should go for the steal from her dribbling. I didn't know if I should try to block it. I didn't know like what I should do. So the last minute, literally the last second, I decided to try to take the charge because I felt like that was the safest play that I could make for the team. So I thought I took it. They didn't call it. I was flying out of bounds, and I was just sitting there on the ground just watching everything play out, just heart beating 1,000 miles a minute, and yeah. So I didn't know what to do.
All right. So she goes to the line, ties the game up. 6 seconds left. Christina takes the ball coast to coast.
Yep.
Game winning layup. What the team was so excited.
Team, oh my God, I felt like that was the biggest win of the year.
Right.
It was a great win, and we all were so happy for not only Chrissy, because she was a freshman. As a freshman, that's a big shot to make. I felt like that was the biggest shot of her career so far.
Oh yeah.
So we were happy for her, and as a team, we were happy to beat Olivet because that was a key win for us too. So just all around, it was good vibes.
If she would have missed the shot, who do you think on your team should have taken the shot to win the game?
I would probably have to say me.
You?
Yeah. I feel like just as far
on the
as
shooting mentality, would you shot the 3 even on you're only down?
it
it's to tie game.
It depends, honestly. If I had time, I would try to shoot the 2 just because it's easier. It's a better percentage. But as far as, it was only 6 seconds left. So as far as speed-wise goes, I feel like I could have been able to get down the court to make it a close shot like Chrissy was able to.
All right. That was an unbelievable shot. In my mind, I personally feel like it didn't count. But a win is a win. I'm not going to take that away from you guys. Well, you have to look at the picture. Like her hand, our photographer, Dave, does a great job with pictures. Her hand is still on the ball with 1.10 of a second. 1.10 of a second. Her hand's still on the ball. I mean, I'm not a referee. I'm glad I didn't have to make that call.
That's a tough call to
That
make
is
when you eyeballing it, though. That's a tough call to make. Because did they look back at it?
No, they didn't. They just huddled up and just came up to a decision.
Yeah.
But that's interesting because I look at that like at the NBA too. And I'm like, do people really know how fast 0.9 of a second, 0.4 of a second, 0.1 of a second? Like that is fast. Like I don't think a human can blink their eyelashes halfway down before that time. So Damian Lillard in the NBA taking a dribble and shooting the ball. No, someone messed up on the clock. Derek Fisher, I don't know. I really feel like someone messed up on the clock because it's just so fast. But nevertheless, a win is a win on the 2-game winning streak. Now, let's talk about Purdue Calumet. Down at halftime, came back and won.
Yeah.
How did you guys pull it off?
Honestly, I was on edge that entire game because when we went in halftime down by 13, I felt like with that type of team, when they get you down, they keep you down. So I felt like it would be hard for us to get back into the game. So like most of the second half, we were down like 6 points at a time, and I felt like we just could not get over that 6-point hump. Like they always held us to 6 points. So I don't know how we did it, but I watched it from the bench because I was in foul trouble, so I was happy that we were able to, just overcome that 6-point deficit and get the win.
Let's talk about 6 points. Teammate of yours didn't play the first half, played 11 minutes of the second half, and scored 6 points. Her name's Leah Avery.
Yeah.
One possession, she had got an N1 and was really feisty about that. She looked like she was about to get a technical foul.
Yeah.
And then, in my opinion, even though no one else knows about this who had to read this online, she knocked down a 3, which was like a dagger, like sayonara. You get out of here. Went on to the next one. What was that like when she hit that shot?
When she hit that shot, that was a game changer. I agree with you. I felt like when she made that shot, we knew that we had the game won.
Yeah.
It was no chance that they would come back. So we were all after she made it, we were all like cheering and happy. But when she took the shot, we were like holding our breath, like, oh, because it was still a lot of time.
Yeah, it was. It was early
clock.
in the shot clock.
Yeah, it was early in the shot clock. So we
It's
were
just
all
like, hey, I'm a senior. I only got 2-3 games guaranteed left. Just gotta pull it.
Leave it all on the floor, and she did.
Yeah.
In the time that she played, she did everything that she could for the team. So she really helped us out.
That's right. So you're a junior. Next
Yep.
year you'll be a senior.
Yeah.
You're losing superstar.
Yeah.
KG.
Yep.
I hope she enters the draft. Caitlin Ray, Sydney. What is going to be your role in the team next year? Are you going to be starting or?
Hopefully I start.
Hopefully
because
you start.
I don't like coming off the bench.
Why? You're just so good at it. Like that's your role.
Yeah. Everybody always tells me you're so good at coming off the bench, but I honestly don't like to come off the bench just because my nerves and my anxiety is just 10 times just intense from when I come off the bench than when I start. I'm just more comfortable when I start. I'm not nervous. I'm more confident.
More comfortable
and
when you start.
when I come off the bench, I feel like everybody's been playing 5-10 plus minutes already. So I have to just.
You're the X factor. You're fresh. Like you go in the
I'm
Marshawn
fresh
Lynch
and
and
I'm
beast
cold.
mode, and you do what you did at Olivet and just take every jump shot and make it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. It's really hard for me to describe, but I just feel like I'm just more comfortable starting. When I come off the bench, I'm just nervous.
Okay. Christina at the point. Who's going to be at the 2 next year?
I don't know if I would play the 2 or the 3. I feel like all the guards' roles are interchangeable. Like we can play any position.
Right.
I can play the 1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting. I really think you should just stay coming off the bench.
Next year,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You don't want to
It's
start
gonna be
off
my senior year. It's going to be my senior year. I do not want to come off the bench.
It's
I
just
want
selfish.
to start.
You just probably want to try
No.
to do Katie Gunry and try to score 2,000 points by taking all the shots.
I can't score that many in my senior year.
Why not?
2000.
You're a senior now. You can play the 1 and the 3. You can just pull up anytime you want to, especially if you're starting. And she won't take you out if you're hitting. I mean, who would take out?
She won't, but
she won't.
I'm not going to do that.
You can have 25 to have every game.
I don't know about all that.
You don't know all that.
No.
Well, thank you for being on the show. I hope that you guys win your next 2 to 3 games and go in the tournament and make it to nationals and all that good stuff. Healthy, full team. I like our chances, especially with you coming off the bench.
You got to throw that in there, right?
Hey, you got to throw that in there. I mean, just like, it's you off the bench. It's like, who better than you? No one, right?
Next year, it won't be me, though. It'll have to be somebody else.
Why? It's like,
I'm going after that starting spot.
That's your role. Okay, so what if your numbers are not the same as starting? Because it is people like that is just much better coming off the bench. I feel like you're like the 6th woman of the St. Francis basketball team.
Okay.
Do they have that award?
I don't know, honestly.
6
they
women?
should.
6 women?
I mean, if my numbers are better coming off the bench than starting, then of course I would rather come off the bench.
Yeah,
it just makes more sense.
Come off the bench.
But if they're the same, if
pull
they're
the
equal,
3.
if my numbers are equal, then I would rather start.
Your numbers are equal, then you better start.
Yeah.
But answer me this question. I see you as more like of a defense stopper. If you start, let's just say you get in foul trouble or tired or whatever, who is going to come off the bench and bring that intensity that, in my opinion, help you guys beat Olivet, which is a high-ranked opponent? Who's going to do that?
That's a great question. I mean, I don't know who would.
You just have to
I don't
accept
know who would
your
fulfill
role.
that role. If I started, I don't know who would fulfill the role as the 6th woman. I don't know. We have new players coming in, so you never know. A freshman might be a defensive monster.
You're going to get somebody that plays Katie Gunny?
Those are some big shoes to fill. So, no, I'm not going to speak on that just yet, because I've only met like the incoming freshman for next year like one time. I haven't played with them or practiced with them or anything, so I don't know how they play. But I don't know if anybody can fulfill that role. She did great things in her 4 years of basketball.
Yes, she did. I hope she enters the draft and gets drafted. And remember
I think she's just going to be a nurse and just.
I guess.
And save lives. That's just as important.
Save lives, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's great.
I can see her in the WNBA. That's the 2.
I don't think she wants to go.
All right. Well, that's her choice. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Is there anyone out there in TV land that you want to give a shout out to before we go?
I just want to shout out my family and my teammates for just always having my back and supporting me.
Well, good luck. Hopefully they get to see you go down to Nationals, win.
Hope so.
Hope so. And this has been the Bkd Show. Join me next week where I will interview more student athletes at the University of St. Francis. Until then, I'll be out on the stand watching Alexis come off the bench and do her damn thing. Peace.